I know you mentioned every game being a big game each week, but with the way the standings are setting up, Saturday's pretty huge.
Yeah, they're all big, like I said earlier. But yeah, this one's big because they're a game ahead of us in the standings. Obviously, Idaho State's half a game ahead of us to get into that fourth playoff seed. So yeah, those are big games, but that's what you want this time of year. I mean, if they weren't big games, then it wouldn't be any fun. And this is fun. I mean, this is exciting.
Yeah, I was just going to mention, it's kind of nice the schedule set up like that where you kind of got to prove yourself against the best in the conference when you should be playing your best.
Exactly. It's exactly right. And so we're going to find out a lot about ourselves over the next 2-3 weeks, obviously with the conference tournament at the end of that. But I think this sets up perfect for us.
You expect to have tie back
No.
Saturday? No. At all before the conference tournament?
Don't know yet. It's kind of, he's made a lot of improvements on his ankle, but he still can't change direction or do anything like that. So this week will tell us a lot. I don't expect him to play this Saturday. Optimistically, we'd love to have him back for the next week, but it's all going to depend on how much progress he can make this week, but it's still real weak.
When did you know you were going to be able to have Victor Sanders back for this weekend?
Well, we got clearance on we practiced him on Monday, kind of with no contact. Tuesday was a little bit more. And then it was kind of a day-by-day thing. So just to see how, the hand responded well. So I guess officially, probably when we got on the bus Wednesday, I knew that I was going to have him, 100%.
Still, I mean, but when it comes to a shooter who hasn't been able to use that hand, is it just going to take him a while to really get that feel back?
Yeah, like it does all guys with injuries. It's this game's, there's two parts to this game, mentally and physically. And when you haven't played the game, you get out there and the game seems a little fast to you, and I think that was what happened with Vic this weekend. But it's just a little speed bump. He'll be fine and ready to go as we move along, and it's about getting him some minutes. Anytime you set out, that's what it's about. And this is the time of year I can't practice him a long time, and so we got to get him back going. Is getting him some game time.
The guys mentioned specifically when Perrion came back, just kind of the psychological aspect of seeing him warm up, just seeing him out there with them. Did you feel maybe the team a little more confident now when they kind of felt closer to full strength with Vic and Perrion back out there?
It's probably a better question for them. Me feeling, I don't, like I've told you before, I don't really care who's out there. I just care about how hard we play and how well we execute. So I'm happy as heck Perrion's back out there, and as he gets back into shape, I think we're gonna see him playing to the form that he's played at this year. But for me personally, it's all about the guys I got and how hard we're playing, how hard we're executing.
You mentioned after the Eastern game, the first time that you got to figure out how to guard the 3-point line better. Have you figured out a way to do it a little better?
Not yet. It's only Tuesday, so we got a little bit of time, and we took yesterday off. So we'll have a good game plan in order by Friday.
Does Easter do something maybe different, or they're just better at maybe hitting tougher contested 3-pointers than everyone else?
Well, they're just a very good shooting team. You look at their stats; they've proven it all year long. They shoot 50% from the 2-point. From 2-pointers to field goal percentage defense, 3-point, they're 40%. They're the leading scoring team in our conference. I mean, they're just good at what they do, and we've got to do a good job guarding them.
Is there any adjustments that you're going to make specifically? I know in the last 4 games they've eclipsed 90 points to kind of slow that momentum that they have.
Well, if there is, I'm not going to tell you what it is. So.
Now, what about specifically on Austin? Just how can you slow him down?
That's a great question. He's a heck of a player. Boy, he's really good, and he's proven it day in and day out, time and time again, averaging 24 points a game. He's a good player, and I think you just got to do a good, solid job on him and make sure that he's earning his baskets.
You mentioned someone like Pat being a really good defender. Is he someone you maybe can use and reserve minutes on?
Yeah, we might use Pat a little bit in those situations. Just kind of the week will kind of tell us that, but we know McBroom's a good player, but they got other good players. Von Hoff's a good shooter. Vicky Joyce is a good player. So what we got to do is commit to our game plan when we get it done, and then execute it.
Do you feel like these injuries have kind of been a blessing in that now your team kind of seems to be almost 10, 11 deep right now?
Yeah, I mean the way I always look at it is adversity is going to make you stronger. And it's definitely made our team stronger.
And then even a guy like Chad Sherwood, who's probably been one of your best shooters this year. I mean, he comes in that last game doesn't get a shot. I mean, is one of the challenges of that now maybe finding new rules for guys like that?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just kind of getting it fit together. I thought Sac State did a good job on him. You know, and Chad didn't get enough looks. We got to get him more looks in the game. But you know, I think it's just doing what we've been doing. You know, really that simple, and executing a little bit better than we did on Saturday night in the second half.
Chad has mentioned that Nate is maybe one of the better guys at finding him open. Have you noticed it's the chemistry between those two that's maybe a little stronger than everyone else?
Well, they've obviously played together for a long time, and so that helps. You know, anytime you played with someone all your life, that definitely helps. And so yeah, I'm sure their chemistry is a little better than some of the other guys.
And when you finally got both of them here, did you envision them playing the way they have been thus far?
They both had. You always hope for the best, no question about it. But they've played well together, no question. You know, no question about that. They've been good together.
Can you tell me a little bit about the atmosphere of Saturday's game? Instead of playing at the Cowan, you're playing in Mem Gym. It's smaller. It seems to be a little bit louder, and it's against a regional opponent. Do you feel like the crowd will influence the game at all?
We hope so. We hope it's standing room only, it's packed, and it's wild in there. You know, this is something we can't control. You know, Jazz Festival every year, it's a great event for the university, and we completely understand that. The way the schedule falls, just happened to be this game there. So, you know, yeah, we're hoping it's an advantage for us.
Are your guys kind of tired of falling short in this, you know, rivalry game to these guys?
I don't know. You know, we approach so much one game at a time, and you know, obviously they've beaten us the last 3 or 4 times. You know, I'm sure they're ready to play, but you know, you can't do anything about those games, those last games. What you can do is get ready for this one, and we obviously know it's a big game, and we're going to do the best we can to play as best as we possibly can.
Anything else for Coach?
You guys good? Thanks. Appreciate it.